This is a Baseus 1-for-2 fast charging cable. It's Type-C USB to two Type-C USBs. So it's 100 watts. The back of the box says 20 volts or 20 volts at 5 amps. I've reviewed other products by this brand and been favorably impressed by them. I just have lots of questions, like, is this a USB power delivery hub? How does it prioritize if you have two different loads that both want 100 watts? Can you do data transfer through it? So I'm going to go take a look at that. So I was given this product to review for free. If you wanted to purchase it, it would cost you somewhere between $15 and $20, depending on what type of deals and promotions you get with it. Now, I was not paid for my review, so my opinions are my own. Okay, in the box we get a thing of stickers, a little kind of info warranty sheet card, and well, that's the warranty card. It's all in. Okay, this is in English here, warranty processes. And so this card would be declaration of conformity. So no real instructions on how to use it or what it does. I mean, it's just a cable, you plug it in. Let's go test it, see if it does data, see how the power works if you plug two devices in. One thing I want to mention is that the product photo on the box is different from this guy. This has much longer Y cables. I think that's a bonus if you're plugging in two laptops. You don't want to get them super close to each other. But just to be aware that, you get a pretty decent length here. It feels like about 4 feet of that end, and then another little like 2 1-footers at this end. There is a block here, so it could certainly have a decent amount of circuitry. Could be like some type of a USB power delivery hub in there. Okay, we have this guy plugged into a 100-watt USB adapter, and it is delivering 94 watts into this load. So it's doing 19.3 volts at 4.84 amps. So it's, 94% of the 100-watt specification, but that's pretty close. I'll give them that. I'm going to see what happens when I plug my phone into the other port. Okay, it's renegotiating power. My phone is now charging. It is charging rapidly, so my phone is charging. It's only taken 10 watts or so. This port here, renegotiate, it's 20 volts at 3.2 amps. That's 63 watts. So basically, this guy here has gone down to the 65 watt level. So when you plug something small into the other side, this side here goes down to 65 watts. Now, I don't know if you can do 50 and 50 or it's 65 and 20 or 30. I'm going to have to plug something with more load into the other side. But it does split the power. Seems like it's doing a reasonable job because my phone is at 9 volts and this guy over here, oops, sorry, I adjusted the thing. So my phone's at 9 volts and this guy here is at 20 volts. So it is doing some voltage conversion there because I know my phone doesn't charge at 20 volts. So I like the fact that we can charge two different devices at two different voltages. So there's definitely some type of USB power delivery hub going on in here. I unplugged my phone. This guy negotiated back up to 94 watts. All right, now we have my laptop to charge. All right, my laptop typically takes about 40 watts. Okay, this guy here is negotiated up to 58 watts. I'm going to move the power meter over to the laptop and we'll see how much the laptop's drawing. There's a position where I wish I had two power meters, but I don't currently. All right, my laptop is taking 39 watts here. So it looks like it's pretty evenly splitting. I'm up to 40, 37, 40. It's jumping a little bit. But it looks like we're getting, almost 60 watts there and almost 40 watts here. So it's doing a very good job of splitting between these two devices and powering them. So, this guy can power two high-load devices. It splits the power between them well. Most of the power is going to the devices. It's not like doing 65 here and 10 here or something weird like that. So yeah, as power delivery, this thing is doing exactly what I'd expect it to do. And so if you're looking to charge 2 devices off of one 100-watt charger, this is a nice way to split them up. All right, I plugged my laptop in first, and then I plugged this load in, which can go up to 100 watts. And this guy negotiated back up to its 58.44 watts, so I'm pretty sure the laptop's getting 40 and this is getting almost 60. So it's splitting it correctly. All right, I plugged my laptop in first. It's rendering a video drawing 60 watts. This guy down here is being limited to 40 watts now. So if you plug in a high draw device, the second device you plug in will get whatever's left over. So it's doing a very good job of splitting between the two. Okay, so this port is very clearly labeled in, and these are your 2 output ports. So what would happen if we plugged in this cable backwards? So let me take one of these output ports, plug it into my power supply, and then plug it in here. And it's definitely not doing power backwards. This guy is a source or sink, so it's powering it up at 5 volts, but it's not sending power backwards. So you do have to respect the orientation that the cable is designed to be used in. Alright, I tested this cable for data transfer. When you first plug it into your computer, the cable itself does not enumerate as anything. But if you plug a device into one of these 2 ends, it passes that device into your computer and acts like a normal USB cable. My file transfer speed was the same as I'd always expect with any other cable. Now, it is not a hub, and it will only connect one device to your computer at a time. So you can have 2 devices plugged in. The first one will be connected via data. The second one will charge but not show up at all to your computer. Now if you unplug the first device, suddenly that second device, which is now the first device, shows up and connects to your computer automatically. So it's doing some smart switching here of the data between these 2 lines. Basically the first thing gets plugged in, gets the data. If that guy gets unplugged, the other cable suddenly is energized for data. So this cable will not allow you to transfer data from 2 devices at once, but it will allow you to charge 2 devices at once and transfer data from the first one you plugged in. So it's a pretty good cable here. I think this is a really nice travel cable in that you can do data transfer with just, like a regular cable, or you can also charge 2 devices at the same time. So there's a lot of USB-C power bricks that have like 2 ports, but they do weird power sharing where it degrades one port a whole bunch and the other port works are. And so this might be nice as an option to buy a power brick that has a single port and then be able to share it across 2 devices, and it does a really nice job sharing between the 2 different devices at different power levels. It seems to be trying to get 100 watts max shared evenly or very well between the 2 devices. I didn't see a lot of weirdness like I've seen with some other 2-port power devices. And the fact that it can transfer data at least with one device is nice icing on the cake as a travel cable.